Hello, everybody. Excited Utterance here. And I've got something interesting for you today. And the great news is you can have a go at it no matter what your level of design skill and even no matter what your budget, because we're using a tool called Canva. And Canva is actually free to you, even if you are not going to be spending any money. All you need is a web browser and you can use it online. So um, the idea is that you can do some really basic animation and have it come out looking spotty-oddy, looking really good, just with a little bit of instruction that I'm going to give you today. Lots of people have asked me for this. People have been going, how do you do those animations that you do in your presentations, your streams that you do on current cases, like I did one on the Murdoch case, I did one on the Tupac case. I know I say that wrong, but I'm an Aussie, sorry. And go and have a look at those on my channel. They're lots of fun. And even on the Lindy Chamberlain case. And I can go into a lot more detail about how to do the longer slides and presentations and things that have all the fun things that pop out. But today, I'm just going to show you some real basics, and it's only going to take sort of 10-15 minutes, and I'm going to bring onto the screen now my Canva. Just go to canva.com. You do, I think, need to sign in, but you can just use the free version to do what I'm going to show you. So Canva, when you open it up in your browser, it looks kind of like this. Now you can just go to the little home up in the top left-hand corner. Oops, no, that's it, silly me. In fact, that takes you to your actual Google Home. Go back to Canva. Your home in the top left-hand corner. There it is, that home. The Canva home, I meant. Boomerang already. To get to this screen, if you can't see it already. Now I've got Magic Studio there, projects, templates, brand, apps, etc. If I were to go through and see all the different things I've done, there's lots of examples of stuff I've already worked on. What I do want to show you is something that will give you an idea of what we're going to achieve today. So there's some little duckies, and they are on a like a pool kind of background. And if I press the play button up here, check it out. Aren't they cute? Right? That literally took about 3-4 minutes. Okay, so you can do that too, and you will be by the end of this video. So I'm just going to press close on that. So we're going to start with a new document. So as soon as you click on a document in your home, I'll go back to home again, and silly me pressed the browser home before, but the home, the word home or the little home here takes you to this screen. And what you can do if you've never done a new document before is you can go to create a design, which is up in the top right. So there's a little purple button here, create a design. Create a design. Now there's a little search bar that comes up and it asks you what size of design do you want. One of the options here is a TikTok video. That will work fine. You can also type in mobile video. Mobile video. What you want is a document that's 1080 pixels by 1920 pixels for this particular project. Regardless, it just needs to be a video format, right? So it can be the other way around. It can be at 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels, and that will give you a standard like YouTube layout, right? Or like a TV format landscape. But today we're going to make this a mobile video. So 1080 by 1920. So that's portrait like so. So what you see basically if you go scrolling through TikTok. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a background down. Now, how I found the pool image is not an image, it's a video, right? So awesome. In Canva, it's got these one of the best reasons sales points I can probably give you for signing up for the full version of Canva is it actually gives you access to some really great stock libraries of videos, images, fonts, things that you usually pay quite a bit of money for, and that I was paying a fair bit of money for as a professional designer. I'd pretty much be signed up for Canva just to have access to the expensive resources that I usually pay for as a professional designer in Canva. So if I go to elements here up on the top left hand corner, you can see I've already accessed a pool and some duckies here. So it's telling me these are recently used elements. However, if I was searching for this pool to start off with, having not accessed it before, and you would not have accessed it, what you would do is go up to this little search bar up here and search for pool, Pool, and it goes to me, would you like some graphics, so some little sort of illustrative elements? Would you like some photos, or would you like some videos? I'm going to go, you know what, I really would like some videos. So I'm going to see all on the videos. And so it shows me a bunch of videos of pools. So what I'm looking for is some pool waves with reflections, so those guys. I want it to be on a little bit of a perspective because I want my little duckies to be sort of swimming in. I don't want any obstructions, so I don't want like flamingos and stuff. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I love flamingos. I love them. I don't want any people in there. This one here that I have my mouse on right now, that would be okay, but it's a bit flat, right? So it looks like you're looking right down on the pool. So that's not really what I want. I think the one I chose was this one here because I had a bit of light coming in from the left. So I thought that one was quite good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I drag it onto the stage. Right, so there it is there. Now what I would like is for it to take up the whole background. I'm going to put it up in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to grab the right-hand corner. I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to pull it out again till I get it to take up the full width. There we go. And now I can still pull it around. Note that I have got no white gap at the top and the bottom, so I've let it sort of go over the edges. Now also see what's happening down here. This is called the timeline, and you can see that there's 17 seconds of video, right? There's 17 seconds of this pool going like that. Nice. All right. So, and it looks pretty crisp. Like, even though I've scaled it up and there's only so many pixels available to us, it would be probably a 4K video, which means that there's more image data in that video than is required to show it at this size and not look crunchy. So not look like you've seen videos that are pixelated, for example. So you can see there that it's looking okay, but do watch out. Make sure that you don't scale up your images or your videos too much. Canva's stock imagery is really, really sharp. So, and that again, like I said, for me, it's worth it being able to access that stuff. Now, as I've done in previous videos, I always lock off the background. I think I'm pretty happy with where he is there. Let me just see. Actually, no, I think I'd like a little bit of this darker stuff here. I'll show you why later. Yeah, once I'm happy with where that background is, I'm going to get these little 3 dots there, and that's more. So that shows me some more things that I can do to that object there. What I want to do to it is I want to lock it. Lock, press lock. Okay. Ooh, why is it going weird? That's fine. Just a visual anomaly. Okay, cool. All right, and I'm going to press pause on that. Excellent. So now it means that I don't accidentally move that object. All right, great. Next thing I want to do is go back to my Elements tab and search for rubber duck. Okay, so now what you'll see is a bunch of different things coming up. And there seems to be mainly photos, but there's some videos and things. You can actually change it. I only want photos, right? So I'm going to change it. So I'm not looking at videos. I want photos. There we go, photos. And the kind of photos that I want are actually coming up first. So I've got photos of rubber ducks that have no background. They're the best ones. I want photos of rubber ducks that are on their own. There's one there. Perfect. Really like him. I really like this one. I really like this one. I don't want multiple of them together. That's not good. I don't want that. I don't want like this guy down here. He's cute, but he's got other stuff going on, so I don't want that one. This one here, he's okay, but he's got a white background and I'd have to remove it, which is possible, but it's an extra step. So I'm going to grab this one and this one. And what was the other one? Oh, yeah, this one. Lovely. Okay, we have our 3 duckies. Very good. Now I'm going to make sure they're all about the right size. So I'm going to grab them all together, and in order to grab them all together, I'm going to use my shift key. So I'm going to have this one selected, hold the shift key down, click, and shift key, click. And now I can grab all 3 of them. Whilst all 3 are selected, I grab a right-hand corner or any of the corners, and I drag them down together. Cool. Now you can see they're not quite proportionate to one another. I think this one here probably needs to come up a bit. This one maybe down a bit. This one maybe down a bit. I know that like this one would be in the foreground. So maybe he's a little bit bigger. But I don't think like they're like it's far away in perspective. I think they're all fairly close. It's nice that they've got some shadow to them. Okay, so they're kind of placed, so that's good. All right, well, look, that's looking pretty good. Now, let's think about the animation. So this is what you really came here for, right? Don't worry, it'll take about a minute, which is the fun part. So this is kind of where I want them to end up in space, all right? So you got to think about their endpoint, but I want them to sort of wobbly float into this space over the period of the 17 seconds and then kind of end up there and sort of wobble about a bit. So they're going to be animated individually, but kind of with the same parameters. So I'm going to start with this guy here. Is he? Sure, he's fine. Okay, right. So I'm going to select him and press this little animate button up in this top white tab here. So press the animate button. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little guy here called create animation. Now, before I press it, I need to actually move him into position of where he starts, right? So it's important that you actually put him in his starting position first, right? Because we're going to be drawing a path to where he ends. So I'm going to grab him and move him up here. Right now, you can't move him completely off the page, which is a bit of a shame because sometimes you might actually want an object to start completely off the page and move on. I've tried this and I've only been able to move them to still have a couple of pixels on the page, which is not ideal. Okay, so you move it to about there, which is fine. Now we're going to press this create animation and it says select and drag an element around the canvas to create your animation. So here I go. I'm going to go like this and then woo, like so. Yay, there he goes. All right, now there's a few other things we could do with him. So I want to put this on him. I want to put a little wiggle on him. See this little wiggle? So I can press the wiggle. Now, at first, the wiggle is actually a little bit too intense. So I want to press that wiggle there and change the intensity down. So I want to bring it down so he's just wiggling a little bit. So he ends up just sort of lilting a little bit in the water. Okay, so let's go back there. Okay. And also with the way he's moving, I want to change him to be, let's have a look when we go smooth. Smooth is nice. What happens when we go to steady? I think I like smooth better. His speed, he's going a little fast. I might just change his speed a little. Oh, oh, he seems to have gotten stuck. Oh. Go back. There he is. Yeah, I think we might stick with smooth. Okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So then you press done and we move on to the next one. So Mr. Ducky in the middle. Now we have a fair idea of how this works. So we press that guy there, animate up here. We take our ducky to where he's going to start. Let's start him more up there, shall we? And then we go create animation. So that little pink animate box up there. And then we start. So select and drag an element around the canvas to create your animation. So let's do it again. Ooh, I don't like that one. I'm going to delete that path. Press delete path and we'll do it again. So let's make it a little softer, shall we? That's better. Now we might put it, like we said before, what we did with the last one, we might make it smooth. And again, we're going to put the wiggle on it. So let's go wiggle. And his wiggle's a bit intense. He's a little bit drunk. Right, so we might go wiggle and we'll take the intensity on his wiggle down. There we go. Good stuff. And we're happy with him. So we'll go back and press done. And on to our last one. So last little ducky. And we'll animate him. Press the animate button. We take him, and I think he can come in from the back, from over here. Press that animate button there. And we bring him in. Ooh. There he goes. And he's on smooth mode. And he can do a little wiggle too. Nice. Duckies galore. Okay, and then we press done. Are you ready to see the final results? Little ducky, you're the one. Is that actually how that song goes? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So, what do you do with this thing now that you've made it? Well, obviously you need to save it, call it a name, call it My 3 Duckies. Okay, and then what? You need to press the share button and you can save it as you go to down there to download. It suggests that you save it as an MP4 video. Great idea. If you were going to upload it to something like TikTok or Instagram stories or YouTube, MP4 video is the go. Alternately, you could make it into a GIF. It'd be a pretty large file if it were a GIF, but it could be one. What else? Those are the two only actual moving files that are on here, but you could make it into a picture as well if you want to make it a JPEG, PDF, PNG, that kind of thing. But yeah, MP4 video would be my preference. I would be downloading it as that. I won't be in this video, but I am going to leave it to play again because why not? On the way out. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you learnt something and had a bit of fun. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And please, guys, follow me on Twitter, like this content, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. I could really use the subscribers, use the subscribers, and the watch hours, and the shares, and the likes, and all of the things. And also, whilst I'm here, I'd like to say thank you to Making Law Simple Network for supporting me on my YouTube journey. And it would be time for over and out.